How general food inflation affects restaurants, also bakeries. But what about our many local food banks and meal services? Our Natalie Basha talked to a few of them and got some insight. Here's Natalie. Hey, Natalie.
Thanks, Kelvin. So, unlike restaurants who have the freedom, if an ingredient gets too expensive, they have the freedom to change that recipe, to swap it out for something else. But places like food banks and meal service programs, they don't have that kind of freedom and flexibility with the foods they offer. So I spoke to two of the major meal service providers in Los Angeles to find out what they do during these times of extreme food inflation.
Are we going to do some cookies?
We are doing some cookies.
He runs one of the most well-known food service programs in Los Angeles. But for CEO Richard Ayub, Project Angel Food is all about the people.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Appreciate it.
Part of Richard's job is to balance the budgets while keeping in mind the medical requirements of each meal recipient. So times of extreme food inflation, like the egg inflation we're currently experiencing, presents a unique challenge for Richard.
So because we do medically tailored meals, we can't switch things off. We have to do the actual recipe as it's planned, so we actually have to eat the cost. And eggs have gone up 33%. And I can tell you we do frittata for 1,100 people, and it takes 213 dozen eggs to make that frittata.
Head chef John Gordon says while they can't cut ingredients from dishes, they have one small trick up their sleeve when food inflation makes a certain dish too expensive.
Because we have such a vast archive of recipes, if it gets too much at any particular time or the prices go up too tremendously, what we can do is maybe rotate some recipes in and rotate some recipes out.
Over at Jewish Family Service in the Fairfax district.
So this is one of our frozen meals. This is the vegetable souffle.
Siri Perlman is also facing the same challenges when it comes to keeping her seniors well fed.
Recently, our egg cost has gone up 86% from January to just this February. We don't have that many egg dishes, so luckily it doesn't affect us too much, but the price of all proteins has gone up considerably over the last few years.
Miriam Jimenez comes to JFSLA every single day because she relies on the foods they serve, especially when food inflation makes cooking at home almost impossible.
Yeah, I like come every day here because now it's very expensive. The food, I can't cook too much in my home.
Richard says he does budget for food inflation.
Now, overall, we had budgeted a 3% increase in inflation. We're hitting 10 or even higher.
But despite that, he says he has confidence they will weather the storm until food inflation falls.
Now, there is a bit of good news on the horizon when it comes to eggs. The USDA Egg Market Overview said that wholesale prices for eggs are beginning to drop. Now, we aren't seeing that reflected in the retail prices in grocery stores just yet, but they said that we could be seeing some of those lower wholesale prices reflected in the retail prices in the next few weeks. Kelvin, back to you.
All right, Natalie, folks are going to be looking forward to that. Maybe make some omelets, some scrambles around here.